Hello, this is my submission for ASO Speedruns in Sydney. We are playing Chicory. It is a great game. I thought that it might require some commentary because this run does not make sense without it. In honour of Sydney, our favourite food is going to be Red Bull. Let's go. So yeah, this run, first I guess this is a beautiful game. It's about open art and overcoming imposter syndrome and all of that. We're not going to see much of it because the speedrun is very broken. Oh god, where to start? I'm skipping cutscene every time we transition, which is fastly. And at the moment I need to leave the tower, pick up some trash for later, come back in, and that's about as much of the game you're going to see as intended, because now we're going to start breaking stuff. I did that wrong. Should work. Cool. And we just walk out of bounds. So we're going to spend a lot of this game out of bounds. We're currently just walking up through some maps. We're going to get into this shop. We're going to buy this plant with the trash that we bought earlier. We're going to keep walking out of bounds. I'm going to despawn a bed from another screen. And this is called a womb, I believe. Which basically, if we quit out of the game during a scene transition, it puts us back in a little bit further into the screen, which let us click back in bounds. At the moment I'm getting a transit pass. Now I'm actually going to teleport to luncheon. This is sort of back to the middle area, and now things get really weird. I'm going to get my bed there, except I'm actually going to place it mid-scene transition to put it up in this area where I'm not meant to be able to put it, which lets me get out of bounds again. We're going to get those plants that we got earlier, and I'm going to put them in a couple of very specific locations, there, and I'm going to put this one there for later. That got us out of bounds once again. Save and quit to title. And that gets us into the screen, which this is sort of like our end game zone. We've got a little bit of wandering the void here. I need to just cross a bunch of screens, and we don't have to get quite halfway, so the fastest way is just sort of bounce back and forward between screens. These trees are randomly placed, which can be a little bit annoying, but it's been okay for us so far. One more, I think. Great. Now we get attacked by our doubts and fears. The paintbrush gets stolen from us, oh no, and we go back here, we're depressed. And now I'm going to set up for camera storage. So I'm quitting out of the game and also opening my camera. Which means that when I get back in, it puts me here. Wandering out of bounds for a few screens again. This is a tent that we've never placed, so I'm going to exit the tent, and that takes us back to this screen because it didn't know where else to put us. We're going to clip out of bounds using the bed like we did before, and now we get to the plant that I placed before, which is stopping me from getting back into the screen where I'm supposed to be. I'm going to place this bed here. I'm going to move this plant. I'm going to move this plant there. And if I do this right, cool, clips me out of bounds. I can get back up here again. And we are back into the end zone. We are now going down to fight the final boss. And when I say fight final boss, I'm being not quite correct, because this is a real cozy game and there's an option to just skip boss fights, which I have turned on. So I'm getting to the final boss area, and we're going to see very little of this boss. So don't blink or you'll miss it. We wait for boss to appear, we listen to Lena Raine's music. And skip boss fight, skip cutscene. Skip boss fight, skip cutscene. Skip boss fight, skip cutscene, and that's time. So that's the game. It's very silly, and I mean the game itself is wonderful. The speedrun sure is a thing that you can do. Cool.